Good afternoon. Welcome to Module 6. Believe it or not, we've already made it that far into this course. Um, Module 6 is pretty important, and I hope you are taking the time to review this video for any insights that I might be able to add to the module and before you dig into it. Classroom management takes on a huge importance in everything that we do in terms of effectiveness of instruction, effectiveness of learning, and whether our students are actually um, growing and gaining in terms of knowledge. So this module will begin to explore some of the aspects of classroom management for you. Um, One thing that we have to keep in mind is a little shift in how this module may apply to your world, because a lot of you are teaching either exclusively online, or you are teaching at least part-time online. So I want you to keep both aspects of classroom management in mind, both the online management of students' behaviors and or what they're doing on a daily basis, and the actual physical classroom and how students are participating, behaving, and growing in that environment. So think about this in both ways as we approach this. You can see the essential questions, and I'm not going to read them to you, but I think it is important to learn as new teachers, or even as veteran teachers, to be honest. It is good to learn from both our stellar colleagues, the ones that are just, knocking this out of the park, as well as those you may observe who are really struggling, and to be able to kind of tease out what the differences are between that teacher who is really able to effectively manage all these behaviors and all these different personalities and all that stuff, compared to the one who may be really struggling, and what are they doing differently? What does their classroom sound like? What does their classroom feel like? And so kind of keep those aspects in mind as well. That's part of what we're going for in the essential questions. Um, this module has a variety of uh, videos that you will view, some readings that you will do, and then there will be a discussion this time that is going to be on Zoom. So I wanted to dig into that just real quickly. Your last Zoom discussion was excellent, and everybody did a great job with that. I appreciate the amount of time that this takes, and I know it's hard to carve out that time, but I think it's very important to listen to each other and gain some um, additional aspects of your learning from each other. So, to kind of make this easier, because we are approaching that wacky time of the year where it's almost Halloween, and if you're in an actual classroom, you know what behaviors are beginning to pop up. If you're on online, you know that we're kind of getting into that sleepy mode of the semester is about half, not quite half over, or maybe it is half over, and you're kind of seeing kids, sleepy, shut down, not quite there. So to kind of help you deal with that, I kept the discussion groups the exact same as for discussion two, and I gave you those groups again, just so you remember. At the bottom of the page, I'll show you that in a minute, and the email addresses of all of your colleagues, so that you can set this up. So again, here's the discussion question that you will tackle, and then down below the assignment, you're going to find your discussion groups. There's one for each of the different different courses. There are different sections of the class that I teach. And so then below that, you'll see the email list for all the students in your particular section. Um, I want you to really find the time to do a great job with this discussion. I think this is an important discussion for teachers to have with each other because, again, this particular subject is an ongoing situation where it's difficult even for the most veteran teachers sometimes to have effective classroom management, and with external influences and all kinds of things happening in our world, I don't think that makes it any easier. So I hope you do have a really rich discussion with each other and really dig into this. Be honest, talk about your challenges, talk about your successes with each other, and have a rich discussion. The assignment is actually, you can see it's a multi-part assignment. Your personal teaching theory of your personal theory of classroom management, the environment. We'll explore environment in depth next semester, but in this one, you'll sort of do a quick overview. Your behavior management plan, rules, routines, and procedures. Research is very clear that teachers who spend an initial part of the year when their students first arrive practicing routines and procedures with our kids, establishing those effectively, have far fewer behavioral management issues over time. And so I want you to kind of think about that, look into that, and see what you think. Your instructional strategies, and then finally an evaluation or assessment of the classroom management plan. Again, I'm not going to read all this to you. You can see what the aspects are of this. There are a few students in the sections who are pursuing counseling, and I know that you are not necessarily teaching in a traditional classroom, and so I want you to look at the alternative assignment and do that one. And if you have any questions, please email me and we can talk through it. But anybody who's teaching in a classroom setting that includes art, music, and physical education, as well as all the CTE classes, etc., be sure that you're doing the main assignment, the main assignment for this particular module. Again, I hope that you find this information useful, helpful. I am really hoping that this in-person or this Zoom discussion goes super well, and that you guys can really dig into what's working, what's not, and kind of work through that with each other, support each other, and find out what great things are happening and what things our people are having trouble with, and dig into those as topics. You have guiding question, obviously, for the discussion. If you veer off of that a little bit to just get more into what's really going on in your world, in your space, with each other, I am totally fine with that, because this has got to be applicable to your world on the ground as you do this every day. And if we divert a little bit from the specific formalized questioning, I think that's quite okay, because I really want you to work with each other and learn from each other. So hopefully I've made that point clear. I appreciate your time and listening to this, and I hope that you all have a successful Module 6, and that you approach, if you're in the classroom, approach Halloween week with some level of fear and trepidation, but hopefully it'll all go perfectly well and everything will be great. Thanks, and again, if you have any questions, any concerns, any whatever it might be, let me know right away so that we can help you. Thanks.